TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations.
Shalom, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem, and in today's top stories. Israel reasserts its intentions to continue fighting Hamas until all of its war goals are achieved. The U.S. State Department re-designates the Iranian-proxy Ansar-Allah, which is dominated by the Houthi tribe in Yemen, a specially designated global terrorist organization. Iran claims its proxies will halt hostilities against Israel once the IDF ends its war against Hamas. Mounting international pressure on Israel to cease fire will not dissuade Israel from achieving its objectives vis-à-vis the Gaza Strip at large, and the Islamist Hamas in particular. During a tour of the Israeli Air Force Netavim Air Base, during the course of which Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu received a comprehensive operational briefing, the Israeli leader seized the opportunity to re-emphasize Jerusalem's unequivocal position.
The war is continuing, and it will continue until the end, until we achieve all of its goals, returning the hostages, eliminating Hamas, and ensuring that Gaza never again constitutes a threat to Israel. Let nobody misjudge us. We will continue to fight on land, at sea, and in the air until total victory.
Echoing the Prime Minister's voiced determination to achieve Israel's war objectives, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, during a tour of the Israeli Naval Commando Unit, Sheyetet 13, emphasized the importance of maintaining military pressure on Hamas until the moment in which a window of opportunity emerges to return the remaining 136 hostages in Hamas captivity back to Israel.
We continue fighting until victory. Not next to it, or approximately, or almost. We continue until we strike the Hamas organization, take away all of its significant military capabilities, and topple it from governing the Gaza Strip. This also relates to the hostages. We have no right to stop the fighting, so long as hostages remain in Gaza. The path and only way to return our hostages is military pressure. Hamas only understands one thing: if you want that it gives you something, you must give it something in return. The only thing that you can give it is what is taken from it. Either you take its life, its means, its quiet. This is what you can take from it. The remainder remains obscure. Therefore, the higher the intensity of the operation, and the more powerful it is, as you know, to bring about, to the more painful and difficult points, which frustrate Hamas, this will bring about an opportunity to yield fruit.
Meanwhile, the IDF continues to operate throughout the Gaza Strip, albeit in a reduced capacity.
Currently, 3 divisions are operating in Gaza. One division is fighting in the northern part of the Gaza Strip and is conducting operations to thwart terror. This is the same terror that remains after significant action was taken in the north of Gaza to dismantle terrorist infrastructure. The second division is holding the corridor that separates northern Gaza from southern Gaza, and this division is fighting in the center of the Strip and is conducting operational activity. The third division, with the widest scope of forces, is fighting in the Khan Yunis area. There is fighting on the ground. Last night, rocket fire was carried out from the central camps area of the Gaza Strip towards Nedavat. Shortly after, within a close range of about 500 meters, reserve paratroopers conducted an operation in the area, located and destroyed 30 rocket launcher barrels that were hidden underground, loaded with additional rockets for further launch and ready to be fired. The forces are on the ground and are ready to conduct such operations against any threat. We will continue to operate in this manner all the time.
אנחנו נמשיך לפעול ככה כל הזמן.
Admiral Hagari went on to highlight that the IDF's operations to degrade weapon production infrastructure belonging to Hamas in the central part of the Gaza Strip has been successfully achieved.
We have completed the destruction of the weapon production infrastructure of Hamas's Central Camps Brigade, a brigade that controlled the center of the Gaza Strip. The infrastructure included workshops and factories above and below ground. These were central to Hamas's empowerment capability, and from there, they transported the weapons and rockets to all areas of the Strip. The dismantling of the infrastructure took time due to a complex underground layout and also combat challenges with terrorists in the area. It was only possible to dismantle this layout by means of a ground operation.
The only location where the IDF continues to employ high intensity is in the southern Gaza Strip, chiefly in the Khan Yunis area, where the leadership of Hamas and possibly also the remaining 136 hostages are believed to be located.
The division operating in the Khan Yunis area operates with the largest force. It expanded its operations. It was in East Khan Yunis and extended its attack on another Hamas battalion that was found in South Khan Yunis, and now it is carrying out strikes there. In the past day, there have been heavy battles there, and unfortunately, there were also casualties. Our forces eliminated more than 30 terrorists in the area just in the last day. Underground in Khan Yunis, an additional operation is underway for scanning, locating, and destroying what we call the underground maze beneath the ground. This is a time-consuming operation because we must maintain the safety of our forces and also the safety of hostages who may still be in that area. The fighting in the tunnels and their destruction is challenging, combining new combat methods, some of which did not previously exist in the IDF, and even, if I can modestly say, not in other places in the world. There are engineering forces above ground and special forces underground. We are learning every day, drawing lessons, improving and advancing in this underground warfare.
Meanwhile, the U.S. State Department voiced its hope to see an end to the conflict, while in tandem emphasizing Washington's continued support for Israel's legitimate intentions to achieve its military goals in the war against Hamas.
We do want to see an end to this conflict. We want to see it as soon as possible. But we want to see an end to this conflict that's durable, and not an end to this conflict that leaves Hamas in place to, again, launch terrorist attacks against Israel. That's not something that's tolerable to Israel. It's not something that would be tolerable to any country. So we want to see an end to this conflict that ensures that October 7th can never be repeated.
The State Department spokesman went on to stress continued U.S. efforts to deter Iran and its proxies from further exacerbating the war into a regional conflagration.
So we have seen kinetic activity since October 7th, in addition, of course, to the Israel's military campaign in Gaza. What we have not seen yet, and what we have very much worked to deter, and what was a primary objective of the Secretary's trip last week, was to prevent the region from tipping into a full-blown conflagration. And so far, that effort has been successful, but it is something that we continue to work on all the time.
Matthews subsequently also addressed Iran's continued efforts to disrupt maritime shipping in the Red Sea via its Yemeni proxy Ansar-Allah, which is dominated by the Houthi tribe. In this line, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken redesignated Ansar-Allah as a global terrorist organization.
Earlier today, the Secretary of State announced the designation of the Houthis as a specially designated global terrorist, effective February 16th for threatening the security of the United States. Since November, the Houthis have launched numerous missiles and drones towards international merchant ships, as well as U.S. and partner naval vessels defending the safety and security of commercial shipping across the Red Sea. These attacks against international shipping have endangered mariners and disrupted the free flow of commerce and freedom of navigation. For the past several weeks, the United States, with allies and partners around the world, has made clear that there must be consequences for those attacks. And today's designation follows on our military action last week to hold the Houthis accountable for their actions.
Meanwhile, in Yemen, the Iranian-proxy Ansar-Allah voiced contempt for the Biden administration's decision to redesignate it a terrorist organization, claiming it proved that the United States is indeed an ally of Israel, and that it was decided upon after the joint UK-US strike against the so-called Houthis failed to yield its intended results.
The decision came at this time after Britain and America launched a military aggression against Yemen and failed to achieve the same goal, which is to dissuade Yemen from its position. Whoever fails with aggression will certainly fail with a decision of designation. This designation of Ansar-Allah in the terrorism list has been repeated more than once, and it is an act of blackmail. Of course, the United States uses this designation as blackmail against anyone who opposes its policies and stands in opposition, including its support for the war on Gaza.
Meanwhile, in Davos, Switzerland, Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian claimed that Ansar-Allah's targeting of dozens of commercial vessels belonging to some 50 separate countries was somehow connected to the Hamas-instigated war in Gaza. He further noted that Iran's proxies would halt their unprovoked hostilities towards Israel and other nations in the region only after Israel allows Hamas to survive by ceasing fire.
The security of shipping and maritime navigation is a serious focus of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Yemen also believes so on this matter. But the safety of the Red Sea today is tied to the situation in Gaza. We all suffer and be hurt if the genocide and crime of Israel in Gaza are not stopped and the different front lines remain active. Naturally, the cessation of genocide in Gaza can lead to the cessation of conflicts in southern Lebanon and northern territories of the Israeli regime.
Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. I'd like to encourage you to pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. Moreover, it is important for us to highlight that TV7 Israel is a donation-based, non-profit ministry with all of our productions available free of charge. Therefore, if you're blessed by our daily updates and would like to help us bear the costs, please consider making a donation. You can do so by visiting our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. I'm Jonathan Hassan wishing you an Erev Mevorach, and God willing, we'll see you during our upcoming TV7 Israel updates. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.